person who has gotten caught up in this Millie Alcock, I feel sorry for, because I believe she has been brutally honest. When you see her on the red carpet, she has been honest about. She said in an interview with someone you and I both know, Rob Scott Mance. She was asked in an interview, which I can show. I
saw that interview.
Yeah, it was just like, she said, look, the hardest thing is doing these interviews and junkets. She wasn't trained for that. She wasn't trained for red carpet or doing marketing or posing and for glamour photos or doing endless interviews day after day and jetting around the world. She's an actress. So
no, that's not true though. She was trained for it. They made a point in one of the articles that I read to say that she was, I think it was a Variety article. She was trained for it. She is trained for it. She just finds it nerve-wracking and has anxiety surrounding it. But she was trained for it.
Well, being a gay icon is hard.
Yeah, and she talks about some things here about the actual comic.
I just stayed really true to the Tom King comic book because that was our version of our story that we were telling. And I tried to contextualize her experiences and reality of space into the world that we exist in now. And like, what does this actually mean? I just kind of crossed my fingers and hoped for the best, basically. I just stayed.
Look, she's not prepared for all this attention that it's getting. What I'm disappointed about is that now it's coming back on the fans.
It does.
It's the toxic fans. There's a couple articles. I'll bring them up. But what are your thoughts about this? I think she's a very good actress. I think she'll survive all of this. All this.
I don't think this is anything new. It's been misogyny and toxic fans since Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah.
So this isn't anything new. This is just, and you see it online, and she's not alone in getting this type of hate. Like even The Rock gets hate, right? That like actors, you put yourself in the public eye, all of that. You get hate everywhere. But with this movie, they want to spin it as it's a superhero movie that stars a woman, therefore she is expected to get hate. There's going to be misogynistic comments. People are going to hate it. Men aren't going to see it, even though I think it was like 59% of the demographic that went to go see it was male and not female. And they're just going to spew hate at her just because she is a woman leading a superhero film. And that's why it's going to fail. If it fails, it's on those toxic fans. It's a song and dance that has been done by the media multiple times. You can just see it coming. So it's not that, it's just a bad movie. And now it's just a bad movie. It's a bad movie. She was in a bad movie. It's a bad superhero movie. And, fans are going to spend their money where they want to spend money. And if it's a bad movie, they're not going to watch it. It has nothing to do with toxicity or misogyny. It's just a bad superhero movie.
She could also point to all the Chaka memes, though, and Feral Kid memes. So,
right.
But,
those are memes.
I think that got definitely amplified when she made the Christian dad comment. Like it seemed like things really ramped up when that came out. And it's one of those things too, where it's like you can see it just from the outside. If you watch with all of these scenarios where the less that they address this stuff that we're talking about and the less that they talk about it and don't call attention to it, just roll with it, the less flack they catch. But this was one of the many where they kept calling it out.
This movie wasn't even fun to watch.
Yeah.
There was nothing in it. It didn't put a smile on my face. A Superman family movie should have something that makes you feel good, something that makes you smile, something that makes you think, it's wish fulfillment. And in this movie, there was not one instance. You never got to see Supergirl be super.
No, Lobo wasn't fun. He was just like, as pointed out, it was just that was just Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
he sucked. Well, and what Rob just said is my biggest thing, because my 13-year-old daughter was asking to go to this, and from everything that I had heard, I was like, let's pump the brakes. If it's great, if it happens to surprisingly be great, I'll take you. She was like, I really want to go. I was like, let me see it first. By the end of this movie, I could not have been happier that I did not expose her to this film. Like, this is not a movie for young teenage girls to watch this washed up, miserable drunk. Like, it's just, there's no good example set. And then, as we talked about with how this movie sends things off, it's not like they sent Krim off into the Phantom Zone or anything like that. She just murders him at the end of the film, while the whole film, the only message is be good, you know, and then she does that. It's just, there's nothing redeemable whatsoever about this film.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it pisses me off because I really would have loved to take my daughter to see a Supergirl movie, and I literally couldn't.
Yeah. Do we have notes for this story about where she addresses toxic fans?
We do.
Okay, let's go for it. And then a new story. I really think the media has turned on DC and Gunn. He's a target now. And there's another story just dropped, which let's get to this first.
So that's actually what my video was about today. Yes, it seems the trust the process for Gunn is not working any longer. All right, MILLY Alcock on toxic fans. Rather than pretending criticism won't happen, Alcock says she's expecting it. She admits she's nervous about whether fans will accept her version of Supergirl, the impact the movie could have on her everyday life, and online criticism and harassment. However, she says she's trying to remind herself that not everyone will like every interpretation of a beloved character, and that's something she can't control. Drawing from her experience with House of the Dragon, Alcock discusses the darker side of fandom. She says, social media often amplifies the loudest negative voices. Many attacks come from anonymous or burner accounts, and she's actively trying to spend less time online because reading criticism can reinforce self-doubt. Instead, she focuses on the opinions of people she trusts rather than strangers online. Alcock acknowledges that female-led superhero projects often attract an especially hostile corner of the internet. She argues that women in these roles are frequently scrutinized more harshly. Online outrage often says more about the people posting than the actor themselves. If her performance upsets the right kind of people, she's comfortable with that. She describes Kara as a hero dealing with trauma and healing rather than simply saving the world. That's what I say to that.
What do you guys think?
They know what they're doing.
Can you imagine if Robert Pattinson came out and said this exact thing, like about people's criticisms of him being cast as Batman?
Yeah, it would be weird. It would be weird
because he was scrutinized as well. He was heavily scrutinized. They were like, "Are you kidding? The Twilight guy, Sparkle
Twilight
Batman."
boy.
Well, he talked about even working out. You know, like he's not even working out. He made jokes about it, but he did actually work out.
Yeah,
he did.
This is the playbook, by the way. You saw this with Acolyte and every other goddamn project.